What's up, guys? It's John, and I just wanted to take a moment before the podcast starts to say hello to everybody, and thank y'all so much for watching this. Alex, thank you so much for getting on here as well, too. It was a great conversation, and I really enjoyed having you on, man. I hope you all enjoy the conversation. I'll be leaving links to his channel in the description, so please make sure you check him out. Welcome, everybody. We're here today with Love the Basics. Alex, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Doing really good. It's been like a really chill morning so far. Dude, I just wanted to say before we really dive into like your BTS history and stuff, I got on your channel and I always do this for anybody that we have on our podcast, and I'll like look through their old videos and see kind of like when you guys got into BTS and like look through like your channel before and after. And I must say, man, your channel before BTS is like a plethora of stuff that I'm interested in, doing so much stuff with travel vlogging and video setup and stuff. It's just a mecca of information. So thank you already in advance for the videos I'm going to watch. So I guess we can start it off by asking the simple question of, how did you get into BTS?
It was pretty random, to be honest. Like, I've heard of BTS throughout high school. I think I had friends that listened to them, but like in my mind, they were never something that like I should listen to. Like I had like the predetermined notion of what like K-pop and stuff was. And then I started going on this TikTok journey to become a full-time content creator. And I was looking at all of these different video styles. I was looking at all of these different like video styles, and like I was trying out a lot of different things. I knew I wanted to try to do some reacts, some filmmaker reacts. So I did a couple with some American artists. But then one day I was looking on the trending, and it just so happened that day Butter came out.
Yes.
And it was the #1 trending. So I was like, you know what? Like, I might as well look at this. I've never given them a chance. I might as well. The comments were asking me to look at this other video, and then those comments are asking me to look at another one. And it just went down the rabbit hole from there.
Dude, yes. That's essentially like, that's the story that I hear from a lot of people is like, after you do that first video, it's just like ARMY comes in. Were the comments in your videos before everything that you were making for the tech videos, were those kind of getting a lot of comments as well too? Or was that kind of
it got a few comments. It wasn't anything. Like, it was such a night and day difference. I was getting maybe 200 views a day. And then I did the BTS video and I got 2,000 views that first day.
Heck yeah.
So like the amount of comments that you get from 200 views versus 2,000 views is just ridiculous. Like, there's so many more.
Yeah. I think that happens with a lot of people once they start doing reactions to BTS, but it's so different how genuine the comments come from the BTS reaction videos, just because like it's kind of a place that you can talk to people about it. Because in real life, like I have no friends that listen to BTS IRL or whatever. Like all of my friends are huge metalheads, you know. So except for my wife and now my daughter, like they both really like BTS. I don't know. I feel like maybe that's the reason that the comments, like there's so many. And even if you react to other artists, the comments aren't as much, you know?
Yeah, the comments were very, very helpful. Like, they're so positive, very informative. For the longest time, like there's 7 members in BTS. That's a lot of names and stuff. They do kind of look similar, especially like in like their earlier eras and whatnot. So for the longest time, I felt so embarrassed by not knowing people's names.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? It's fine. We all understand. We've all been there. And if I've like made a mistake in a video or whatever, the comments just are there to help. Even if someone was like being like hurtful or something, then there was more comments to like disregard that person or to like, there was a lot more good than there was bad.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And like in my own experience, that's what I've seen as well too. It's just been overwhelmingly positive. Even, man, like there's been, I made a post about this not too long ago, but like in a sea of like positivity, that one negative comment just like kind of like sticks out like a just a lighthouse, you know. It's like, look at me. I don't know, ARMY's done a really good job. Even like if I click on that one negative comment that I get, I look at the replies underneath it. It's got like 20 replies underneath it, and everybody's like, stop being it like that, you know. It's cool.
Exactly.
I think ARMY looks after one another. I think that's pretty awesome. But yeah, so going from that, you said your first reaction was Butter. and it was kind of just
Yeah.
like from the recommended. But what do you get into after Butter?
It's pretty unfortunate
Mm-hmm.
in a sense that they would recommend me to watch their best videos first.
Yeah.
Because then like I've seen every BTS music video at this point.
Oh yes, that's
And
awesome.
definitely at the end, it's like they're really old stuff, or
Mhm.
it's not like the fascinating, like interesting things.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like what I watched after Butter. It was
Mhm.
like Blood, Sweat, and Tears and Fake Love and Spring Day and all of these like really crazy good
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah. I've been Army for maybe like 3 months now. Really early on in my journey. I'm kind of like envious of the spot that you're in right now because you're like, you've seen it all and you know like what's to come.
There's a lot of quality. Like I could respect their early stuff because it's their early stuff. They were like
Yeah.
just getting there, but then you can see like the foundation of that
Mhm.
early work. Like even without a budget, without like a gigantic crew, like there's a lot of elements in those early videos that we see in like their more recent videos. But I'm actually gonna do a breakdown of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Like there's
Yes.
so much in that video. There's a lot of imagery, a lot of references, a lot of like references to art.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
After you've watched everything, what do you kind of go, where do you go from there as a reaction channel? But that might be the answer to it right there. Doing breakdowns from a videographer's perspective or film a cinematic perspective. Kind of like, have you watched DK breakdowns of their things?
Every now and then I have.
So that might be a really interesting thing, like really dissecting the Easter eggs and stuff, but then really also talking about like coming at it from that perspective. Whereas first you did a reaction, but now you're doing an explanation. And there's definitely a difference between those two, you know?
That is definitely where my channel is going next. I'm going to be focusing on recreations as well as
that's so cool.
breakdowns.
I think that's
So who really knows what's going on with BTS right now? Maybe we'll get some solo music videos. Who knows? But I think that one of the big draws for people to come to my channel was my perspective, because like I talk about it from a filmmaking lens on like how do they do this. Now with the breakdowns, I want to go into like, why does it look good? Like, why are you enjoying the video so much? So like I could break down the lighting and how the lighting translates to like your emotions or the camera movement and like the different like props and stuff. I want to focus more on like that than just the lore, because everyone does a breakdown on like, hey, this references that, and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, like, honestly, there's a lot of people out there that are kind of like inspiring to be either a filmmaker or wanting to do their own videos of this type. And you actually doing breakdowns, it's almost like a how-to without necessarily being so bare bones. It's like a how to do it. You're showing like, this is what it looks like actually being done.
Yeah, especially with their more like narrative stuff, everything within like the BU pretty much. But that also is like Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Fake Love. Spring Day is telling like a very specific story. They have this giant team behind them. Every single detail is meticulously planned out for a reason. So like, what is that reason?
I really have just dipped my toes in randomly every once in a while, just purely accidental. I've watched like Fake Love. I've watched a few BU videos unknowingly, and it's interesting. It's super interesting. And I've thought if you like compare it to just Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's a huge story so far from what I've seen, but I would be interested in your take from like a film perspective of that, like just a full breakdown of the BU in your opinion. I think that would be really interesting to actually watch. I know that's probably a lot longer than we've got on the podcast, but
probably it is really interesting. It's not as much of like a cinematic universe because they didn't all have their own solo careers and then they like come together for like a movie, but it seems like it's just a long movie broken down into all these different parts. It's very interesting. It's kind of confusing. You'll definitely have to watch some videos on it. It's really interesting. It's so cool that they did that.
Have you ever seen any other bands like since BTS or before them that have done something in that same scale?
Not in that scale. The only thing that comes to mind is 21 Pilots.
I
think they had like a like a small storyline. Like their music videos were connected for one album, I think.
In metal music, there's a band called like Bleeding Through that did that in one of their albums. It's got to be really hard, especially in bands that, I mean, 21 Pilots, it would probably be a lot easier for, they've got the budget for it for sure. But like BTS, I don't know, like early on in their career, did they start with a BU, or like did they start kind of later on when they had the budget to do a lot of these things?
So they debuted in 2013 and the first BU video is in 2015. They had that very first like mixtape or album, is probably an album. I don't know if they had one in between that, but it seemed like they had like their debut and they like got a little bit of traction and then they started on this project.
That is so cool that they had that already in their mind. Like, I wonder if they even started with that in their debut process. And they're like, if we get big enough, this is what we're going to be doing.
I wonder how far ahead they thought about it.
I don't know. That's such a cool idea. Like, there's so many things that are like that. Like recently, I've been thinking about J-Hope and his new album, Jack in the Box. I've been thinking about that a lot because we did a lot of the persona, the lyrics that were going on in that, and just the idea of like the ego and the shadow ego and stuff. And I've wondered often if J-Hope was either inspired by all of that writing to come out with Jack in the Box and kind of like bring out his shadow ego and confront it and stuff in Jack in the Box, or if he was helping write a lot of that. And then this is a better way for him to flesh that out. I didn't know if it was something that he was inspired by his previous works or if it was something that was coming through in his previous works.
Honestly, that makes sense. You saying like shadow ego, it does make sense. He wears the black jumpsuit. Yeah. I just watched his Lollapalooza performance last night, and there's such a difference.
Yes.
It's like a very big difference between Jack in the Box and his previous stuff.
Yeah.
I even noticed like the dancing. He didn't dance at all with his Jack in the Box music. It's like a whole different persona. It's like an alter ego. It really is.
It's so weird too that you say that. Like, he's normally smiling so big. Like, that's the first thing I notice. Even if J-Hope comes out with like completely different clothes, a wig on or something like that, I would know it's him from the jump because he's got that huge smile on his face, and his movements and stuff. That whole performance at Lollapalooza was just like completely different him.
It was. I don't know. I was definitely confused, but yeah, now that you say like the alter ego, it does make sense. So is that alter ego more authentic to himself?
Yeah.
Which one is the alter ego?
Yeah, it's a good question too. Oh, I know that I watched Fake Love and Black Swan around that same time that Lollapalooza was about to happen. So I watched that before and I did the reactions before Lollapalooza. And then whenever I saw that, I was like, oh my God. And like Jack in the Box was definitely coming out during that whole time. So it's just the whole vibes from that pretty different.
Yeah, I love the videos for that project though. I hope he comes out with a couple more. Yeah, because I got to listen to a lot of the songs with Lollapalooza, and they're really good. His videos so far have been amazing.
Yeah. Speaking about that, do you have a bias in BTS?
It started off as Jimin. It might have changed to JK, or might still be Jimin. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what brings you to Jimin or JK? Like, what are some characters that you like?
Their voices are really nice. I think Jimin has like the best voice. And I've been watching a lot more of the extended stuff like Run. And I think that JK is like pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I like his personality.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Dude, he's ridiculous. Like, I've kind of watched One Run BTS way out of order, and it was like the swimming pool one or whatever, where they're doing like the challenge and like water's blasting him in the face and stuff. And JK was hilarious in that one. Man, since your first BTS reaction, what has changed with either you or your channel or both?
Everything. Yes. Actually. So, well, I guess you probably need some sort of backstory. So I was trying to do YouTube for the last 10 years and I've went through 30 YouTube channels. I've tried so much different content and it's just nothing was working. I started this channel a couple years ago doing like camera stuff. Like I love cameras and talking about them and whatnot, but even that wasn't working. So I finally decided that like YouTube is not a passive thing. You have to like actually work for it, put in the effort. So I created this TikTok challenge because I was so against TikTok for such a long time, but everyone was talking about it. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. And I really just did it to keep myself accountable. Like if a couple people watch it and they are keeping me accountable for what I'm doing, then that'll just keep me on track. So I gave myself 5 months, 150 days to go full time on YouTube.
Oh, that's awesome.
I started off with like 2,000 subscribers or so. I think Butter came out around day 120 or 130.
Oh my gosh.
Or something like that. So it was very far at the end. Yeah. Up until there, I got up to like 4,000 subscribers, but I still wasn't making nearly enough money. But after that first reaction, it got like 100,000 views. Dude, and like the following ones did the exact same, and my channel went from that 4,000 to like 25,000 subscribers by the end of my 150-day challenge. From there, I was able to start a Patreon and actually go full time. And now this is like actually my job.
Dude, that is so cool.
So there's a lot that has changed since that very first BTS video. And that's why I end up getting a little tattoo.
Yes. I love it, man. Nice. We've been talking about getting a BTS logo tattoo on us somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to get like a BTS or if I'm going to get ARMY or just a BTS inspired tattoo. I don't know yet. That's awesome though. It's on your hand too. I love it.
Yeah, I have a lot of hand tattoos. But it's always going to be a part of my story. You know, whether I end up listening to BTS in 10 years or whatnot, it's going to have to be a part of my story. So I figured I'd get a tattoo.
Dude, yes. Like, I've got so many people always ask me, what's that on the back of your arm? It's like one of my first big band logos. Like our logo was that B. Even though I'm not in that band anymore, it's still a part of my story, like you said, and it's like a greater part of my life. I toured a lot, I saw a lot of things, and like did a lot of things through that band, and made a lot of connections. And I don't know, it's a part of me, so it's on my body for sure. So yeah, I totally get that, dude. It's crazy to me to think that like you gave yourself 150 days, and on day like 130, one something, like finish line almost finish, BTS comes in. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely a relief. All of the comments pretty much are like, BTS finds you at this perfect time. Like you will find BTS when you need to. Because if it wasn't for them, I didn't have a plan B. I was fully committed to this. So I was like 100% going to quit my job. And if it didn't work out, I just wasn't going to have a job, and I was just going to have to figure it out. So it worked out. And I think like that commitment, like not having that plan B is what made everything kind of align.
Sometimes like, I don't know, man, I think just a leap of faith is a really good terminology there. Just giving that much of yourself into anything is that's the difference between people that do succeed and don't, you know?
I don't know, it's like your mindset, but your mind tells your body to work for it. There's a lot of work that went into it. I had a full-time job, and then I was doing client work full-time. And then I was doing 1 to 2 TikToks a day. And then I was doing YouTube every day. Dude. There's a lot of lost sleep, but it was definitely worth it.
I'm definitely in that area right now where I'm like, oh my God. Even like earlier this morning, I was talking to my wife. I love the grind, I guess, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, got 2 kids, a wife, I own a company, and then YouTube and a stream and like all these different things. And so I gave myself 2 years to like fully get out of the rat race that is my work life. Do you remember whenever you officially put in your like either 2 weeks notice or you just quit your job? Do you remember like that day?
Oh, I got it all on film.
Dude, what? You got it on film?
I was doing the TikTok challenge. So the purpose of the challenge was to show like the behind the scenes on like what I'm doing in order to become full-time on YouTube. That was kind of like the purpose. But yeah, I think I did it on I think I had a month left. So on like day 120 or something, I put in my I handed my resignation to my boss. I got that all on camera.
I bet that was awesome. That's gotta be like the coolest moment.
That was a nice one. I think that video went viral. It was pretty cool.
Yes, dude, you should be playing like mic drop in the background or something like that, you know, as you're walking out of the building.
It was really unfortunate because I wanted it to kind of be a surprise. But it definitely was not a surprise. A lot of my coworkers and everyone knew that I was about to quit.
They were like kind of following your journey on TikTok or on YouTube, or
Yes, on TikTok they found me and then they told the rest of my coworkers.
Oh gosh. What type of work were you in at the time?
I just worked at Starbucks.
Dude, yes. That had to be the greatest.
It was. It really was. It's day 140, so 10 days before.
Dude, 10
It
days
was
before?
it was about a 2 weeks notice.
Yes.
Well, they knew. They knew.
Yeah.
But officially it was like a 2 weeks notice.
That is freaking awesome. How did you get the idea, like, for the giving yourself 150 days? Like, how did that idea come to mind? And then from having the idea to, like, actually putting it into action. I think that's the step that a lot of people miss in life. How did that happen?
Well, I think you need a deadline for pretty much everything. I need a deadline. I will procrastinate until the very last minute.
Dude, me too.
So I think deadlines help motivate you because you have an end date. 150 days was just a good sounding number. Like I couldn't do 100 days because that's about 3 months, and that was way too fast. And if I do a year, then I'm not gonna do anything because I have an entire year to do it. And maybe it'll just happen by itself.
Yeah.
So 150 days was just a nice sounding number. And it just ended up being 5 months. And actually doing it was terrifying. But I didn't have any followers on TikTok. I never used TikTok before. I wasn't expecting anyone to actually watch the videos.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like too intimidating to actually make the videos. I was just making it real quick just to keep myself accountable so that I could have that end goal.
Yeah.
But it also really helps that I absolutely hated my job. It definitely at the end. Bonus. So like I would just spend all day there wanting to just make a video, like wanting to go home and make videos.
Yeah.
So like I knew that my time was up. It was just like this last icing on the cake to really just get me out of the door.
Dude, that's exactly where I'm at right now. Like too, I'm just at the, like, I kind of do what is required of me, I guess, at work, right now. Like, and that's pretty much it, because everything else is going in towards this, like just making videos, editing videos. Editing takes so long. Oh my gosh. I think that's one thing that a lot of people might not notice too, is like the behind the scenes aspect of it. Like for you, filming and stuff, but then on top of the filming, the editing probably takes way longer than the filming aspect does,
Yeah. I have like did the math, and I could probably do an entire week's worth of reactions in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it takes like 4 hours to edit a video.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to be so happy the day that I can hire an editor.
Ugh.
The problem is that I'm trying to do as close to daily content as I can. And that would be very expensive for an editor to come and do daily content. I'd probably have like 2 editors.
Yeah.
That's not possible anytime soon.
Yeah. And I don't know how you are with it, but like for me personally, I've got another podcast, and my co-host on that podcast recently started editing. And I gave him some videos to edit, and I'm actually surprised, dude. So I'm like pleasantly surprised he crushed it. But I'm not necessarily a control freak, but I just like, if I'm on something, I like to know that it's good quality, and so like, or the best of my ability of quality, and just relinquishing that control, even though it might be like good for you and just free you up a lot. It would be a hard thing for me to do at first, until I was like, all right, this guy crushed the first one, and then after that, it'd be cool. But
it would definitely depend on how good they were. Like I would expect, if I'm hiring someone, that they should be as good as me, at least, if not better. Hopefully the goal is to be better.
Yeah,
that's how you grow, is you hire someone that does a better job than you.
Yeah,
I've had an editor before, not for YouTube. I was doing client work. I was filming, editing, running someone else's YouTube channel.
Yeah,
so I was doing so much content. I had like a co-editor pretty much, or an assistant editor. So I would send them the footage. They would like chop it up and give like a general guideline and send it back to me. And then I would like switch things as I see fit and like finalize it. But they would give me that first, like the really boring stuff that I just don't want to do.
Yes.
Like importing the footage, putting everything in the timeline.
And like,
if I had that now, that would save me at least an hour. If not more. Yeah. Because I have to import it. I have to like line it up. I have to chop out all of my weird like little breaths and all the time that I repeat words. And yeah, if I had someone to do that now, that'd save a decent amount of time.
Yeah, but you learn so much about your own mannerisms, I think, whenever you're doing those edits. Like we did a food reaction on another channel, and I had to edit that. So it was like a 30 to 40 minute video that I edited down to like literally like 15 minutes. And most of that was just because like somebody else in the video was like chewing with their mouth open or like talking and smacking and stuff. I was like, it's just a lot of cutting.
Is really interesting because I just recently got a decent computer.
Yeah.
I was using this iMac right there, and I feel like I got a lemon or something. It never performed the way that it should have performed.
Yeah.
So I would always have to edit without watching the video.
Oh
I
my
had
God.
the video muted, like black. I would just edit off of the sound.
Oh.
And it was like that for years because my computer wasn't powerful enough to actually play the footage.
Yeah.
So I got really good at just like looking at the audio waves,
Dude, yes.
to edit and like figure out like what I'm saying. Like I could almost figure out like what I'm saying based off of the audio waves alone.
That is
now.
so cool. Oh my God. Well, what do you have now?
I have a maxed out 14-inch MacBook Pro, the M1.
Yeah.
I have it's the M1 Max.
Yeah.
I think.
Dude, there you go. Fancy. I like it. Yeah, I'm actually on an iMac, but it's like an iMac Pro 27-inch, but it's from like 3 years ago, I think. So it's getting about time.
Yeah, my old one was from 2015. Now it's just like this gigantic. It's a 27-inch. Now it's just like this gigantic screen that I watch my reactions on.
Dude,
it's just way too big for that.
Well, man, so you've got a BTS tattoo now. I'm considering you ARMY for sure. Like, the question normally is, would you consider yourself ARMY? But you've got a BTS logo. So
I would hope so. No, I do. I've watched a lot of their concert documentaries, a lot of the run stuff. I've watched a lot of their extra content, and just the fact that I've seen every single music video and just about every behind the scenes to those music videos, I would definitely consider myself ARMY.
Heck yes. Well, like, what made you ARMY? Was there a moment where you were like, all right, this is it. I'm definitely going down this rabbit hole?
The quality of the music videos. Like I said, I had always had this vision of K-pop in my head that it was just this foreign version of music from the 90s here. And like that's what their music videos were. Like I've always like seen like these really outlandish Asian music videos. Not necessarily K-pop, but like just popping up on my feed every now and then.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought like it all was. Even like Gangnam Style, that never really appealed to me. So I always thought that all of K-pop was like that.
Yeah.
But for me to go and watch something like Fake Love or Black Swan, that blew my mind. Like American videos are not like that whatsoever. American videos put the least amount of money into the video, and over here in Korea, they were like putting millions of dollars, it seemed like, into the sets, into the video, and like the production value was so high.
Yeah.
That's what really kept me, is that the videos were just amazing.
We just recently watched DNA. The sets that they put together, shots from that, I've always been like surprised that they don't actually use green screens. I can't remember what the first music video that I watched of theirs was, where I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome, but that's probably a green screen. And they were like, no, watch the making of video. And I was like, holy crap, it's on location, it's a beautiful set. They had like the best lighting humanly possible that day, I guess. Like, just the freaking music video gods were like, let's shine favor upon these fellows.
Oh yeah,
like,
I have hundreds of comments about that.
Yeah,
that was my first reaction too. Is like, oh, that's amazing. They probably did this on a green screen.
Yeah.
And every single comment was like, no, they don't use green screens.
Yeah. Has there been a music video that you're just like, this has to be green screen for sure, and then you watch the making of it and then you're just completely rocked by it?
I don't know. I definitely thought that for some of the first ones. Like there's Suga's scene in Butter. I'm pretty sure they're in a hangar, but I think that's their practice room now or something. I don't know. But I thought for sure that was a green screen. Like that's how I would have filmed it. But no, they actually have this gigantic plane hangar there. Yeah. And they're all just dancing. And that was just one full take. Stuff in Fake Love. No, Fake Love was pretty good. Fake Love definitely seemed like it had real sets, which it did. But now they have these digital screens, like these gigantic walls of like screen. They use those in the Seven Fates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Big Hit has that now, and they use that for a lot of like TXT stuff and a lot of the other groups. BTS has used it like a little bit, but not too much.
I think in DNA they were in this one room. There was this one shot where like in on the horizon there was like a little strip behind them, but they were in a room, and then there was a strip behind them, and it had like the moon or something like that coming up in the background and like stars and stuff. And that was one where I was like, that has to be completely green screen. There's no way that you can actually get that shot, but they just had that one strip, and I think they might have been using exactly what you're talking about. It's like a digital. It like when they were shooting it was completely black, or in the behind the scenes at least, it was totally blacked out. It was just this little strip in the background, but it was so freaking cool the way that they did it. I think I've been told the only video that they actually did a lot of green screen in was Idol, because so many people were like, oh, they gotta be using green screens, and they're like, well, let's just show you what it looks like when we do, and kind of went off on it.
Yeah, Idol was a lot.
Yeah.
Idol was a lot. There's a lot going on in that one.
Yeah. Is there one music video that really just stands out to you that you're just blown away by?
Probably Fake Love. I think that was the turning point for me.
Yeah.
Who is running? Is it JK that's running? I think it is JK. I think it's JK, and he's running down that hallway, and the floor is just falling underneath of him. It's so ridiculous. Like,
dude,
one
yes.
day I want to recreate that somehow. Like, I need my channel to make a lot more money, and I'll just go and pay tens of thousands of dollars to just create this hallway with these hydraulic floors that can just pop down. And
is there making of that music video?
It doesn't go too in depth. It doesn't show like the floor. Like I want them to take the camera and like go like underneath the floor so I can like see what it looks like.
Yeah.
But even like Jimin's part where they have the water, he's just standing there and there's the waterfalls on both sides of him. Like, that's so insane that like they did that. They just have these, like, they have water lines hooked up into the ceiling, and like there's at the end of the floor, like there's this giant like drain that all the water comes, and it's like, it's real. Like that entire music video really blew my mind. Like that's what like that set the precedent of the rest of what I was going to be looking at for them.
Yeah, just even talking about it now, I was like, first I was like, I'm trying to think of the music video, and then I'm like, oh my god, yes, that's freaking nuts. Did they use a lot of green screen in that, or do you know?
I don't think they used any green screen,
dude.
Like,
are you
all
serious?
Of the sets, because they have the shipping containers with RM. That's not green screen. They built this like this room with all of these like cell phones. That's where V is. Suga is in this like kind of messed up room with the piano that then explodes. Jimin, they also have that one door that opens. I'm pretty sure that they actually built that too. What? Like, it's insane. Like, I don't remember seeing green screen in the behind the scenes. I might be wrong, but I do not remember.
Yeah, whenever you said they spend millions on videos, I'm like, is that an over exaggeration? But no, I don't think so. Like, that is legit, dude. Fake Love. I would be really interested in finding out what the budget for that music video was. That is insane.
Yeah, I am skimming over. Oh, they do use green screen. Where is it? He's definitely in front of a green screen, but I think it's just for this little interview part. I don't think it's for the actual video.
How funny would it be if it's just like the most minute random thing was a green screen? Like, they could have just put somebody in, but they were just like green screen.
Yeah. They're in the sound stage, and like if I'm filming this way, that there's a green screen over there, but they're filming over here, and they built the set over there. So they don't have a green screen that they're filming on.
The thought that Fake Love doesn't have green screen in it is blowing my mind right now, because I'm thinking of all the visuals. There were so many parts, especially like even like when the piano blows up. Like, that would have been easy enough to.
Oh, well, that's easy. That's like, you just use a very long lens so that you can have the distance separated. If you use a higher focal length lens, then you get higher compression, and it makes things like squeeze together and look like they're right next to each other.
Oh, okay.
So Suga is a good distance away from that piano, but because of the lens that they use, it looks like he's right next to it, and then it explodes.
Dude, you have got to do these breakdown videos, please. Like, oh my god. There's so much knowledge to learn from just like
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start off with Blood, Sweat, and Tears because I
Mhm.
kind of have that one mapped out. I've
Yeah.
been meaning to do that one for a couple months. It's so
Yes.
daunting. Like there's a lot going on in that video. It's very daunting.
Dude, I could imagine.
But I think I'll do Fake Love after that.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, for me, and then like I can already see Army just linking that video whenever somebody does reaction to it, and they're like, "Oh, this is a really cool green screen," and they're like, "Check this out, though." Because like that's better to me than a making of music video, you know? Because like you said, they don't show a lot of the stuff that you would really want to know from that perspective, like a technical perspective.
The making of is literally 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And I need it to be like 30
or
minimum.
2 weeks, you know. Show us your whole process, man. No, that's very cool. That's very cool. I love that idea so freaking much, man. So solo projects, we're kind of getting into the phase where we're talking about like, I guess RMs might be next. We're not really sure. Is there a project that you're looking forward to, or is there one in particular that you're kind of like got your expectations set for?
They came out of the gate fast.
Yeah.
I will say that. Like they had this announcement, and then it seemed like the next week JK had his song, and then right after that J-Hope had his performance in his album, and V had the Disney Plus show. Like right out of the gate they were doing a lot of solo work. But I don't have any, like, not necessarily looking forward to anyone specifically like their solo work, but I hope it comes soon. You know, with 7 different artists, like we could have solo work very frequently.
It's crazy to think that the amount of content that could be coming out from this, like you said, 7 members, and then each of them, like if J-Hope's anything to go off of, like he's already got 2 music videos, an album, Lollapalooza, which pretty much shook the entire world. Like what else is coming? I have no clue.
Hopefully a lot.
Yeah. Well, I know in your channel you were saying that you did a vlog and another thing. Did you kind of do like a travel vlog, or what were your vlogs like before in your, I think it was your previous channel?
Oh yeah. On my second channel, I daily vlogged for like 2.5 years.
Oh, dang.
But I was like 17, so it wasn't a whole lot. It was just my parents, they liked to go shopping a lot, so I would really just go spend the day with them. We usually go shopping or around, go get something to eat. Like it wasn't like too crazy. It was mostly just like hanging out with my parents and my mom, and every now and then I'll do like a challenge on top of it. Like me and my mom did a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know, there's like this like blindfolded cotton ball thing that I can remember. It's like you gotta scoop cotton balls, and like there's a ball on your head. You have to see how many you can get.
Dude, I bet stuff like that is like awesome to go back and look back on. Do you still have those videos and stuff? Is the channel?
Yeah, I have all of them. Dude. Yeah, that channel has like 500-600 videos on it.
Yes. You've got to keep those.
And then
man.
I documented a lot of the process of me moving here too, because I was daily blogging at that time. And like moving across the country by myself. I was just alone with my dog. So like I have a lot of that documented. I stopped doing it just because it seemed very repetitive. I didn't have a job or anything, so I was kind of just doing nothing at home all day. And that was not good content.
I was watching a video, I think maybe a little before the podcast. That room that you're in right now, was that an old garage? Is that what that is? Or is that another room?
Did you watch the videos of me making it?
Yeah, which is freaking so interesting, man. I love that. That is awesome. You did.
Oh yeah, my dad is a construction worker.
Oh, there you go.
He runs a construction company. That was like definitely one of my first jobs, is working in construction with him.
Nice.
So I have all of the tools at my disposal, and I have my whole life of knowledge of watching my dad do things. So
that's freaking awesome, man. No, it turned out great. Like that's a beautiful room, and like I can see all the stuff that you've got set up there for filming things. It's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, you can't. Oh, I guess you could see it if I go like this.
No.
I just put up this green screen.
Dude, that was huge. Oh my god.
Yeah, that one is gigantic now.
Nice. I saw those smaller ones in the background, like the canvas ones that you've got over there, but like that
those ones are really tiny. I made those other ones small on purpose because I hate the look of like the seamless paper. Like I want to see like the ends, the rest of the space. I don't want to just see the paper. But yeah, the green screen is the biggest one that I could get.
Dude, that is
I need a bigger one though. I plan on, there's a software called Unreal Engine, and that's what a lot of people are using for their visual effects.
What?
I originally planned on recreating this BTS video,
Hmm.
the Seven Fates one. They use Unreal Engine
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they like have this entire 3D set, but you would never know. You can't tell. So I want to get into that a lot more. So
Yeah.
I hung up the green screen so that I can like play around with it.
Dude, yes.
I actually just used it for the first time in my video for More. That was J-Hope's first song that came out,
Hmm.
More, right?
Is that
Yeah.
the short that you put out recently? I think.
Oh, right. I never I was gonna tell you to go watch the video, but I never finished the video.
Yes. Breaking news here, ladies and gents. It's coming.
Yeah, that's the short. I
Nice.
recreated the skeleton
Yeah.
thing and then also putting the room inside of the box.
Yeah.
So that the room inside of the box is all made in Unreal Engine.
5 is coming out, or it's already out right now. Do you have 5, or are you working on 4?
Yeah, five just came out.
That engine is freaking nuts, man. What they're doing in video games is insane. So I didn't even know they were doing that with music videos.
They're doing it with a lot of like Hollywood is taking over because they have the virtual sets now. So they have like entire rooms that are just LED screens. So you can hook up Unreal Engine to your actual computer and
Yeah.
you can hook up Unreal Engine to your actual camera
Mm-hmm.
and the camera's motion will be tracked in Unreal Engine and you can move the camera around and you can
God.
get the parallax and like it's so dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen The Mandalorian, but that's
Mhm.
famous for using the 3D sets. Like all of what you're seeing is Unreal Engine.
I have to start watching more making of and behind the scenes stuff because I feel like my entire world's just gonna be shook. I don't even know what's real anymore.
Yeah, that's definitely like one of my goals is to get one of those
Yeah.
those LED walls.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but they're $200,000 at least.
Dude, well, I'm sure they'll come down in price. It's just like everything else with technology. Like I know whenever we first bought whenever I first moved into our house, we got like a 55-inch, like 4K. Or it wasn't even 4K. It was just like a 55-inch like 1080p TV, and I was like, yeah, and it was like $2,000 or something at the time. And then now you can buy like probably that same TV for like $200 or something at Walmart. So
Probably
I
because
like
I'm trying to do short films and stuff. So that'll be very beneficial if I could get my hands on some of this technology.
Yeah, for real, man. That's awesome. I had no clue that like that advanced of technology was out there for filmmaking right now. Like I knew it was in video games, so I guess I don't know why I didn't piece those two together, but just IRL and video games have always been completely separate in my mind. But that's awesome.
It's so cool because they 3D scan a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting photorealistic objects that you can play with in Unreal Engine because they're physically 3D scanning all
Yeah.
of these objects.
That is so cool, man.
And you can 3D scan stuff yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's how they did the room effect in More is they scanned it and then
Mhm.
just kind of shrunk it down.
Oh, that's cool. It probably would not surprise me that you could do it with like your iPhone or something like that at this point. Like 3D
You
scan
can.
stuff.
Yeah,
What?
there's apps.
Dude, oh my god, that is freaking awesome. So and then that links it to Unreal Engine, and then you could just
Yeah,
play with
you're
it in
basically
Unreal
like
Engine?
scanning it and
Mhm.
making a 3D model from the scan, and then you
Mhm.
can just send that to Unreal Engine.
Dude, that is a game changer. That is so freaking cool. We've talked a lot about BTS, but like, what actually got you into filmmaking, and what kind of set you down that path?
I have no idea what got me into filmmaking. Um, I remember wanting to do YouTube for a
Mhm.
long time. There's videos of me when I was like 10 making really terrible YouTube videos. But I think like telling a story, I think that's what got me into filmmaking. I did not have a very good childhood as far as like being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a terrible childhood and it like really messed with me. It's to the point to where now like I have such a terrible memory
Mhm.
because I suppressed those memories, but then it like went further and it just messed up my memory in general. So now
Yeah.
like I can't really remember my childhood
Ah, man,
at
I'm
all.
so sorry.
And I have trouble remembering things now just
Yeah.
in general. So I think like wanting my voice to be heard,
Mm-hmm.
like wanting to tell like my story or any story and just have somebody listen to it or watch it.
Yeah.
I think that was the draw for filmmaking, is being able to tell a story and have people actually want to watch it.
Do you feel like even with like your reactions and stuff like that, you've kind of got that voice in those same ways? Like, do you feel like you've kind of captured that idea in your reactions as well, or no?
It has definitely, it's been such an experience. This last year of YouTube
Mhm.
has given me a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
A lot of confidence. a lot of confidence that I just didn't have before. A lot
Yeah.
of like validation, because I've been messing around with cameras and learning how to edit and all these effects and stuff for a very long time. And for the
Mhm.
last 5, 6 years, a lot of my family has been telling me like, oh, you need to do this as a job.
Yeah.
Like you need to do that to get paid. Like you need to find something and do this. And I've always been under the assumption that I like, yeah, they might be saying that, but they're like, she's saying that because she's my mom. She
Yeah.
has to
Yeah.
say that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not actually good enough to get paid. Like
Yeah.
no one wants my work. And when I did the TikTok challenge, being able to get as many views as I got was very validating, because
Yeah.
for the first time I thought like, oh, well, maybe I am kind of good at doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time in my life that I actually thought that my work was good enough for people to see it. Like the problem was that no one was seeing it, not that I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
So now that I do have people to see it, it is definitely like a really big confidence booster.
I just want to say, like, for me personally, just like even looking at your content that I've seen, and I haven't gotten into you soon enough, so I feel bad that I didn't really like know of you sooner, but I'm glad that I have now. And your content, like I said before we even started this, dude, it's a plethora of things that I want to watch. Like, first of all, your thumbnails are freaking beautiful, my friend. Beyond just that, like the content that you've got there, you've got a ton of information, man. You're like a wealth of information. I freaking love that. Even talking to you now with like telling me about like the fake love music video, that's stuff that I really want to know. And I know other people do as well. So like, yes, dude, you definitely should feel validated in like your pursuits for being heard, and you've got a lot of really cool stuff, man. I like your style, dude. Your style is freaking awesome.
Thank
too.
you.
I think there's a good and a bad thing too with like sometimes whenever you first got in front of a lot of people and you kind of get that validation, you're like, man, I just needed this. Like this was like what I needed to really to get to where I wanted to be at, was just I needed the opportunity in a sense. You know what I mean? I totally agree with that. And I feel like sometimes for me, like I'm my own worst critic. So I feel like once I get that validation of like, oh, I got like this many views or whatever, then I'm like, well, my next video didn't do that good. You know, like, and I've always said this thing, like my analogy in my head, because dude, I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way about myself. In my head, I'm like, the analogy that I use is like, if somebody randomly in this world right now, not in another world, but if a unicorn just came up to your front door and then lived in your house with you, how long would it take until that unicorn just became like, oh, well, yeah, it's my unicorn? Even though everybody in the world's like, holy shit, you've got a unicorn. Like, that's freaking, you know, like they don't even exist. You've got one. How long until that unicorn to you is just like a horse, you know? It's just like a horse.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's always been my internal struggle, is like, I just feel like how long until people are like tired of me, I guess. And maybe I think that's from my own upbringing as well, man. Like, just mine was rough in a different sense. But I will just say this, dude. You have every right to feel validated. You're a freaking awesome content creator and you're doing it, dude. You're living my dream right now, brother. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, the YouTube algorithm is terrible.
It is, yeah.
It's so bad.
But all right, man, we have officially made it through the actual legit questions. We've got some fan questions if you have a whole moment.
Sure.
All right, man. Well, here we go. First fan question. This is from JAL. They said, please tell us about your tattoos, and is your whole family Army now?
I have so many tattoos. I have a lot. Obviously, I have the big one right there, and roses are my favorite. So I have this big one, and let's see, how far can I move this?
Oh, nice. Dude, I love it.
My tattoos are a whole story.
Yeah.
So every tattoo that I have is its own unique story. I have like these ones right here, which have the date that I reached my first 100 subscribers, and then the date that I reached my first 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, that's
And I'm
awesome.
so excited to get another one on this hand for 100,000 subscribers.
Yes, there
Like
you
that,
go.
that was my very first commitment. Like, I'm doing this.
Hmm.
I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm getting these hand tattoos so
Yeah.
that I look less desirable for my job interviews and no one wants to hire me, so that I'm forced to go ahead and go full time with this.
Yeah, yeah. I like it,
Yeah, and
man.
then I have this little cat. Uh it's
Oh, there you
just a
go.
quick, yeah, it's a little reminder to that I can find family wherever I go. I
Hmm.
got pretty close to some of the first coworkers that I found here.
Hmm.
And before them, I wasn't in that good of a place just from being here by myself.
Hmm.
So it's like it's a reminder on I can find family wherever. And I
Man.
have like some hearts and a broken heart. It's kind of my version of yin and yang,
Hmm.
like that balance there. You can't love without having a broken heart,
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of stuff. I have my brother's name right here
Oh, there you go.
and on my arm too, and a lot of things. Hand tattoos are amazing. I love being able to look down at them.
Yeah.
Like there's like reminders.
Hmm. I know this is a random one, but I've got it's just like First Peter 5:7 right here because I have like really really bad panic attacks, and one of my friends actually saw that I was going through a panic attack. I was like coming to work like almost in tears. I'm like I was so on edge about what was going on in my life, and he just wrote down like 1 Peter 5:7. He was like, just look it up sometime. And like 2 weeks later, I came back into work and I had that tattooed on him. And he was like, "Nah, it's a joke, right?" He like licked his hand, tried to like get it off my arm, and it was like, "Nah, dude, I got that tattooed on me. That meant a lot. Thank you." But yeah, like that's the closest thing to a hand tattoo is like this so far, like that one. I really want to get more stuff. Like actually, I think the designs
Yeah.
look beautiful.
I feel like I'm opposite. I'm nervous to get like a big tattoo. This is the biggest tattoo that I
Yeah.
have. You can actually see it.
Oh, dude, yes. But that had to like you right there. That had to be pretty painful. Getting
That
close
was
to the
so
jaw and
uncomfortable.
stuff, was that pretty rough?
It was so uncomfortable. It wasn't as bad as this one.
Yeah.
I have one right
Oof.
there.
How high up's that go?
Like about there.
Dang, they have to like shave up into your hairline.
No, it got very close though. They might have shaved like just a little bit.
Yeah.
That one was uncomfortable. That one felt
Mhm.
like he was just choking me the whole time.
Oh,
'Cause his
dang.
whole hand was like right here and like I couldn't move.
You're like passed out. Just,
Neck tattoos are very uncomfortable.
yeah.
I definitely want to get like a big one. I want to get
Mhm.
like a sleeve or
Yeah.
something, but I want it to be so planned out and like have
Mhm.
a lot of purpose and meaning.
Dude, yes. That's for sure the way to go. Like all of my arm goes all the way up into my shoulder in the back and then on my chest. And like, by the way, do you have a chest tattoo?
Yeah, I have a barcode on my
Oh,
chest.
nice. There you go. Like, I don't know. The closer you go into like the middle of your chest, it sucks so bad. It was like I don't know why. I've had like,
Mine was so weird. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a barcode.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Oh, yeah.
barcode.
nice.
But it didn't feel like they were on the side of my chest
Mhm.
at all.
Yeah.
The entire time, it just felt like it was just in the middle of my chest,
Yeah,
no
dude.
matter what.
Yeah.
It was so strange.
Mm-hmm. I don't, man,
That
like,
was actually my first tattoo.
was the barcode?
Yeah, the
Does it-
barcode, and then I have a rewind, stop, pause, played on my
Oh,
wrist.
nice. That's cool.
Those two were my very first ones.
The wrist, man. Ugh. I don't know why I'm weird about like creases. I want to go down lower on this arm, but like I'm scared to go in the danger zone.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty close. I have one right here.
Oh.
Can't really see it.
Yeah.
This one's tiny though.
Very
Oh, I
cool.
also have one right here.
What is that one?
It was an oil barrel. That
Oh,
one
okay.
needs to be covered up because it was from a past relationship.
Oh, I like it though, man. There you go.
She had a fire on her arm.
Oh, dude,
So
nice.
together it made like an explosion. But yeah, that one needs to get covered up.
Yeah, dude. Maybe that could be the arm that starts your sleeve. You know, you start it down there.
This might get a little personal,
I'll
I
throw it
guess,
out
but
there,
I don't
man.
know. I used to cut myself, plain and simple. That's how I was dealing with all of the bullying and everything. And
Yeah.
but that entire arm has a whole bunch of scars, and then I have this giant. You can't really see it.
Yeah, a little bit, kind of. Does it say why? Is that what it says? Or
Yeah,
my?
it says why. You can't
Okay.
really see it. It's
Mhm.
white. You can't. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
So I've been very iffy about like covering that up because
Yeah.
like I don't necessarily want to cover up a part of my past.
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like I don't know.
Yeah.
So if I were to get a sleeve right now, it would definitely be on this side.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't want to cover it up, but
Yeah.
I also am not looking forward to the day that my daughters ask me about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So like if I could avoid that, that'd be great too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Man, you know what though? Like I think it's a part of you, you know? And like
It is a part of
I didn't
me.
never go through like the cutting phase for sure, but I had like, you know, the panic attacks have been a part of me for like my entire life. And so like I got
Mhm.
down like I'm 6'3", dude. I got down to like 115 pounds at one point, which is stupid
Wow.
skinny, but it's like I wasn't necessarily like bulimic. I just, man, like I was having panic attacks all the time. That's a part of my life. And I've learned from those experiences and stuff. And I feel like, you know, like you've got something to kind of like remind you of the lessons maybe that I've learned in life. And I
Yeah, I
understand what you're saying.
definitely I wouldn't be the same person without going through all of that,
Yeah.
which like is unfortunate that you had to go through
Yeah.
some trauma.
Mm,
But like I am very careful with my words and like talking to people and like empathy a little bit,
yeah.
like just making sure like I'm not making anyone uncomfortable or like I'm saying like what I mean. I'm not like speaking just to speak, and I'm a different person, definitely.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't want to get rid of it,
Mhm.
but you know it's there. You'll probably feel it if I had a tattoo over it.
But there you go, dude. Thank you for sharing that with us, man. Her other question was, is the rest of your family like your girlfriend or wife?
My girlfriend,
Girl.
she had to get into it because she went to a BTS concert with me.
Oh yes, there
So
you go.
like we were trying to like fast track some of that, like teaching her the names and
Yeah.
some like light stuff.
Hmm.
My parents went with me to a pop-up. They had like this cool. They took over Las Vegas
That's freaking
when they
cool.
came here. So
Yeah.
they had like this pop-up with a lot of recreations of like their sets from music videos, a lot of
Hmm.
merchandise and a whole experience. So my parents went with me to that and they ended up buying some merch. So
Oh,
I
that's
think
cool.
they're into it a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
but I don't see them listening to it. They My
Yeah.
mom watches my videos every now and then. So
Hmm.
like she definitely knows about them.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it's hard to experience something like that in that magnitude, especially like, man, I've never been to something that like just took over the entire town. Like, I guess with the exception of like hockey games in Nashville, like those kind of do that, I guess, but not to the extent that BTS in Las Vegas did. That's gotta
It
be.
was insane. They had stuff going on outside of the stadium because
Hmm.
they were here for 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Uh they were actually here for like 3 or 4 weeks, but
Yeah.
they had 2 weeks, two weekends of concerts.
Hmm. Dude.
So they had like a pop-up outside of the stadium.
Hmm.
Then we have the Area 15 here, which is like a museum pop-up interactive thing.
Hmm.
And they took over, they had like an exhibition over there.
Hmm.
And then behind there, they had like a merchandise with all of the music video recreations. They like
Yeah.
part apparently they had hotel rooms. They like partnered with MGM and they had BTS hotel
Oh
rooms.
my God.
They had like 2 or 3 restaurants that were BTS themed.
Yeah.
Like the first night that they came, the entire strip has a whole bunch of LED signs.
Hmm.
So a lot of the signs were purple.
Yeah.
It
Dude,
was
that was
like
freaking nuts.
it was pretty cool. It was definitely like a all encompassing experience. Like
Yeah.
there was a lot going on.
So, and by the time that you went to the concert, were you like pretty much fully immersed in the BTS universe? Like, just
Well, I went to the pop up. I got my shirt for the concert, and then I had to go to the stadium, and I got a Bantam bomb. It's like
hmm.
the little light stick.
Hmm.
I had to get one of those. One of the cafes did their own BTS thing, so
That's
they,
cool.
you know, we went and got a latte, and
Yeah.
they like it was like a printer. It's like a coffee printer or
Mhm.
something. They
Oh,
like
that's cool.
printed their faces on
What?
it.
It's freaking cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
you know, I wish I would have paid to go to like the exhibition
Hmm.
and stuff, but I was pretty ready by the time the concert came.
Yeah.
I went on the second night that they were here.
I really hope that they do some more American tours and shows and stuff. I don't know where they would go next, but I'm going whenever they come to America.
Yeah, I really want to go to like a proper show.
Yeah.
So like this one wasn't from like an album or anything. It was kind of just like some of their greatest hits. It seemed like and songs that like the fans really wanted.
Yeah.
But watching their concerts online, like when they have a themed concert, like for an album or something,
Yeah.
it feels like it's such a different experience. So like I want to go to one of those.
Yeah. Dude, yes.
And I also want to get better seats. we're kind of far away.
Yeah, man, I've heard so many people that are like, dude, we're in the nosebleeds, but it's freaking awesome. I have no clue how much those people like right near the stage paid. That had to be ridiculous price tickets.
My tickets weren't too bad. I think I spent $500 on 2 tickets or something like that, four or 500.
Yeah.
I think that those ones are like $1,000, $1,500 to $2,000, some in that price range, like right by the stage. Yeah, they're not that bad if you get them, but getting them is the hard part, because then if you want them after the fact, you have to get some that are resale.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they want to charge $5,000 or something stupid.
All right, here we go. Another fan question. This one's from Meg, and she said, considering you starting with English tracks, do you see a big difference with the Korean songs, like in BTS, now that you've been kind of going there?
Yeah. So I definitely started off with Butter, but then I went into all of their Korean songs. Like I don't think that I got to Dynamite or anything for a while after that. I could see the argument that like the quality is a little different, and I could definitely see that. I agree that they're more recent English songs, like Permission to Dance does not even hold up to Butter. I don't think the depth of the music isn't quite as there as much as it is in the full Korean songs.
I agree with that. Like, I think that especially if you look into like the meanings behind a lot of this stuff, the lyrical content seems more like they're just being happy and trying to bring like a positive vibe, so to speak, than like something like, I don't know, like Spring Day or something like that has a really just like the depth of that song and the music video and everything else that comes with that. So I can see that for sure.
I was hoping that we were going to get a lot more in the last album, but it kind of just ended up being an anthology album.
Yeah. All right. So this one's from Ryu Jin, and they said, does your dog enjoy watching Run BTS videos with you? He
did until it got so hot.
Yeah.
It is so hot here,
dude. Yeah.
I'm still in a garage. It's hot in here. I had to go buy this air conditioner, and like I can't have it on while I'm filming.
Dude, yeah.
So it's just getting hot, and I think that like he likes it, but he gets uncomfortable. So he starts moving because he's hot.
Yeah.
So then I don't think that he likes that, because then I have to deal with it. So he likes being there. They're talking about my little brown dog. His name's Mochi.
Mochi.
He's in a lot of my videos. He was in a lot of the Run videos.
Yeah.
Up until recently, because it's so hot.
Yeah. Poor little guy.
Yeah. He's such an attention hog. He loves any sort of attention. So if he wants to sleep next to me while I watch the Run videos, then he definitely will.
Yeah. Dude, that's like Crow. I've got a Great Dane, and she'll like be in my studio, but most of the time she sleeps under my desk. I've got like a really big open desk over here. And so she like just curls up into the floor and like sleeps there. Yeah, whenever I'm watching videos, like sometimes she'll just like come up here and like put her paws up on the desk and just like her head's like hovering over here. And so I'm like just trying to see stuff.
Yeah, I have a little filming desk right there, and he's a Chihuahua. He's so small. Yes. I just put his bed on the desk.
That's awesome, dude. Well, actually, so Wings08 and Ryu both said that they love your dog, and they just hope that Mochi's doing great. And then I see like another dog back there. Do you have another one as well?
Yeah, I do.
He's been like running around randomly. Oh my god,
cute. He's bigger. And he does not like to stay still. You see him walking around and stuff. He doesn't like to stay still. He's never in the videos.
Yeah.
But this is my dog. He's 12 years old. We had him since he was a little puppy.
Well, heck yeah, dude. We actually have officially made it through all the questions, which never happens, and I'm freaking stoked. We've done it, dude. I definitely appreciate your time today. I know we've gone over like our hour mark for sure, but it's been like, I love the way you think about stuff. So
thank you.
Great conversation, man. I can't wait to see the future of your channel, like see some of these videos that you're talking about. Do you know when you'll be dropping the more video?
Soon. Hopefully. I twice just released a video, and I'm doing a recreation of one of their effects where the camera goes over them like an arc.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to film that today. And that video just came out, so like getting that video out is more of like a pressing matter. More came out like a month ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have all of the footage for that though, and I started editing it, but I had a baby shower in Colorado, so I wasn't home for like a week.
Yeah.
So that kind of messed up the momentum. So I just need to film me talking about what I'm doing and then upload that.
Dude, there you
so
go.
hopefully it comes out within the next week or two.
Yeah. Dude, there you go. Well, I'm excited to see what all you come up with in your channel, dude.
Thank you for having me on here.
Dude, heck yes. Thank y'all so much for sticking around for that conversation. It was a lot of fun talking to him. And please make sure you guys go check out his channel. Go hit him with a sub and support him from Army Bots to his channel. I appreciate y'all so much. Have a blessed rest of your day. Freaking toodles.